Hey everybody, welcome to another training, and today we're going to talk about sales. If you're in business, you're in sales. There's no way around that. And I want to talk to you guys about generating revenue, learning to love sales, feeling more confident about your sales skills in general, and what's actually going to be the thing that you should prioritize when growing and scaling your business. It's time to learn to love sales. Again, if you have a business, it doesn't matter what industry you're in sales. You're going to drive more revenue to your business when people know, like, and trust you, aka your brand, your content, when you have a solid product that gets your clients results, when you have multiple touch points, aka your content that reflect who you are and what you do clearly, when you know how to generate leads for your sales calls, and when you know how to close those sales calls. I want to talk to you guys about the 4 C's. So there's all these different moving parts of business. If I could simplify things, I would just mention the 4 C's in order to grow: content, conversations, calls, clients. So content, you're pretty clear on what that is. It's important. You got to make really good content, put that out consistently. You want to use that content to drive conversations. Conversations are going to happen in your DMs, in engagement. You're going to have to do things in your content in order to engage your audience so that you can spark a conversation with them. You want to get people onto discovery calls so that you can meet with them one-to-one, ask more questions about them, their business, their goals, what's in their way of those goals. And then we want to talk about closing those calls. All of those things are going to lead to high ticket clients, people that are excited to pay you, people that are a right fit for your program, people that are going to get better results for your program. And that's how your business is ultimately going to grow. So again, just circling back, content to attract clients. We want to make sure that we're not just entertaining people. We're making content that directly calls out to our ideal client. Hey, are you a established coach or online entrepreneur who's looking to scale your business? This is an example of calling out my ICA. You want to make sure that you're speaking to the problem that you solve, speaking to the desires of your ideal client. You want to make sure that you are showcasing your authority with pivotal content, really good storytelling, testimonials, and then a little bit of entertaining content or vulnerable storytelling, relatable content, things where you can just connect with people as a human being. Now, when it comes to generating conversations, there are different spaces where you can spark these conversations. One is a private community. This is something that we're going to be teaching in our Scale program. So using something like Circle or School or even a Facebook community, using your Instagram channel, that can be a great little private space. Getting people to your DMs and knowing how to have non-robot-like or cheesy conversations in there. Just knowing how to actually facilitate these conversations is really, really important in the DMs. There's an art to it. There's a skill. Your pivotal content is another place where you're going to get more engagement. And of course, your email list. Your email list is full of hot leads. The email list is where people live who are actually serious about the work that you do. So this is a really important place to not just sell. You should sell, but it's also a place where you can nurture these people by sharing stories, sharing testimonials, sharing about what you do. It's really important that as coaches or service-based entrepreneurs that you are prioritizing sales calls. I think a lot of the time we spend all this effort making content and we're kind of just hoping the content to do all the heavy lifting for us. Or some of you guys are using ads and you're hoping that the ads will just bring people to the sales page. The sales page will sell your product. People will just buy. That's lovely when it happens, but in general, no matter what stage of business you're at, you're going to have to be on the phone. This is the fastest way to generate high amounts of income quickly. And I think it's a big thing that a lot of people are ignoring or avoiding. When you meet with people, the right leads, on discovery calls, you get to know them better. You get to know their problems better, their desires better. You're able to co-create a package solution that works for them. And it comes to ethical sales, guys, the goal is never to get people. The goal is to attract the right people that are actually going to get results for your program and actually committing to getting your people the results that they desire. So sometimes on these calls, you're going to actually be saying no to people. If you are selling ethically, you're going to tell people that they're not a good fit sometimes. We want to make them the priority, getting results for them. Now, closing is an essential sales skill. We want to talk to the person and really understand the problem, their desires, what's in their way of that. This is a skill in and of itself. Now, the person who cares most about the client is the one that will get the deal. Meaning, if I'm on a sales call with a client and someone else is doing the same thing, the person that actually cares about the person in front of them, they're the one that's going to win. The person that just wants to get someone, like, that's not the right way to approach any of this. You want to get to know them. You want to know what's really in their way. You want to understand sales psychology and ethical selling principles. And you want to know the difference between obstacles and objections. Obstacle is something's in your way, right? Time, finance, mindset, all those things. An objection is someone is disagreeing with you. So there are different things that you'll need to do in order to get around obstacles and objections. And these two things will happen on almost every single call. So you want to know how to navigate around these things. Now, a quick touch point here on selling multiple offers. If you're selling multiple offers, it should be very clear and obvious which offer is for who and when. What leg of their journey? Because lack of clarity equals lack of sales. So for example, we have the Sovereign CEO Academy. The Academy is for people who are building. They're starting, they're building, they're trying to find their idea, they're building their product for the first time. Whereas the Scale program is for people that are already established and looking to grow to higher cash revenue months. So if I'm on a sales call with someone, I don't want to take the beginner entrepreneur and put them in Scale just because it's a higher ticket program. I want to make sure that they're in the right program and I can clearly articulate the difference between the two of them, who it's for and when. Now, what helps you with sales and your sales calls is having a clear client journey. So the client journey starts when they first encounter your brand, probably social media, or maybe it's where your pivotal content is, and they're just going to build awareness. This stage, this awareness stage, guys, lasts a really long time. It might even last years before someone goes from being aware of you to buying from you. Part of the client journey is your content speaking to them, hooking them, nurturing them so that they're really understanding how you can help them. Part of the client journey is understanding what a good lead magnet is. We talked about that in one of the other workshops. Is your lead magnet also everywhere? Are you actively selling it? Those free communities are a great place to nurture as well. Are you using your lead magnet, your free space really well? Are you actively selling and promoting it? Have you made it really good so that it's actually beneficial for your person? And what's the first small purchase that they can make with you, followed by your mid to high ticket offers? Now, a lot of you hopefully have one high ticket offer. This is going to be the best thing for your business. If you have multiple offers, again, make sure that, again, it's clear. If there's a lower ticket item, Is that just to get a buy-in? Maybe just like a quick little like $11 download, $100 program. Is that just to build trust? That's okay. Those things can really like help your business. If there are multiple offers, kind of like we have the Academy or the Scale program, is it super clear which program is for who and when? Now, in order to sell, in order to promote your offers, you got to create a promotional strategy that you can stick to. So I actually had just made my income producing activity sheet, which I kind of review every single month. Now, there are things that I do daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly. And I identify what is going to be an income producing activity for me, which things need to happen every single day, and what things need to happen every so often. So some income producing promotional things that I do are creating a certain kind of content in my Instagram stories. It's attracting people to the DMs and having those conversations with them. It's also the content. So I do one YouTube video every single week. We do 2 to 3 emails a week. And I do daily social media content. So there's a plan in advance. And I know if I just stick with the plan consistently, it works. If at any point I'm not making sales for my business, it's probably because I didn't stick to the plan. There's probably a gap there between what I said I was going to do and what I actually did. Because a lot of the stuff, guys, it just comes down to reps, to be honest. Some of you might find that what leads to sales in your business is different than what leads to sales in my business. For example, I've had a couple artist clients, and every single artist client that I have had, they need to be in person. All of their huge sales have come from in-person events. So that is an income producing activity for them, and that is what needs to be on their calendar. Whether that is an art show or connecting with a local cafe, that is something that they need to stick to. So this is my plan. Pay attention to the things that lead to clients in your business and put those activities on your calendar in a consistent manner that you can stick to. When it comes to social media, to the online space, make sure, again, you're promoting on the right channels. Determine the most effective channels to reach your target market. What platforms do they spend the most amount of time there? Be there. And you might include social media, ads, email marketing, webinars, in-person events, affiliate markets, or DM outreach. These are all different ways to promote your business. You can consider using a multi-channel approach, but only if you have the capacity and only if your ideal client is even there. It doesn't matter if everybody you see is on a certain platform. If your ideal client isn't there, then it doesn't matter. You don't need to be over there. So when it comes to sales, don't just rely on social media content or your sales pages to do all of the heavy lifting for you. Again, it's awesome when it happens. That's easy. You hear a lot about automation. It is wonderful when that happens, but consider maybe just some old school boots on the ground outreach, talking to people, meeting people face to face or in the DMs, having conversations, getting people to calls. No matter what stage you're at in business, that process will always generate revenue. It'll always serve you. When you're creating content so that you don't feel salesy, so you don't scare away your ideal client, make sure that the majority of your content that you put out here, and this is why reps are important, is just there to nurture them. It's there to serve them. It's there to build trust. And then every now and then, hardcore sell. This is my program. This is what I have for sale. When you're nurturing, educating, serving, that is an indirect way of selling because you're still building your brand. You're still getting in front of other people's eyeballs. This stuff is also selling, but don't avoid the actual hardcore selling activities as well. You want to do a mix of both. Because social media is social, we want to be doing 80% social content, 20% selling. Email list is a little bit different. You can do way more selling on your email list or behind the scenes because People are already bought in. I still nurture my email list. We serve up free workshops and inspirational content, and then we also sell, but it's a place where you can do a little bit more selling is your email marketing strategy. So here are just a few sales tactics for different layers of the sales funnel. So prospects, you could also consider that top of the funnel as like the awareness stage, like having people become aware of you and your services. When we're at the top of the funnel, all the focus is on attracting new leads and building awareness. So this is where you want to do your entertaining content, educational content, free resources, workshops, webinars, masterclasses, this kind of thing. The middle of the funnel, this is where people they're kind of bought in. They've been following you for a while, so you can start offering some deeper value. Maybe sharing your pivotal YouTube channel content, maybe it's your podcast, maybe you are pre-qualifying people for discovery calls. And the bottom of the funnel, we are on sales calls, closing them, and focusing on fulfilling those offers with clients and doing a really good job so that we can also get repeat business. The top of the funnel, the awareness stage, takes way more time and effort. The bottom of the funnel, you're dealing with way less people. But know that it is 7 times more expensive to get a new client into your world than it is to keep your current people happy. And that's why we had that workshop on offers. You're way better off to keep your current people, the people that already like you, already buy from you, happy. So always keep that in mind. You don't need mass amounts of people in order to grow your business. You need to serve your people well. And a big thing that a lot of people kind of forget about is setting and following up. So don't just wait for those DMs to come to you. Know how to set and attract leads to get to calls. So we teach that in our program. Again, don't just rely on the content. It's nice when those DMs magically pop up, but there are things that you can do to initiate these conversations without just cold outreach either, guys. We want to follow up. Always. Maybe someone left you on red, or maybe they sent you one message and then they ghosted you for a while. This is where most entrepreneurs kind of fall away, and they're leaving huge money on the table when they do this. 70% of closes happen in the follow-up. So track who you're having conversations with, who you're setting, because you want to make sure that you're following up with people, sometimes multiple times. This is a solid business skill. This is something that you want to master. I remember once someone asked Alex Hormozy what the trick is to being wealthy, and he said wealthy people will simply do a lot of things that other people won't, that they're not willing to do, that they think they're above doing. Follow-up is one of those things. DMs is one of those things. Sales calls is one of those things. It's very, very true that some people feel like they're above that. There's I just don't want to do that, but then there's a lot of people that feel like they're above that. When you realize that there are multimillionaires that are following up, spending time on sales calls, doing this exact same thing, it really helps us give our head a shake that no one is above these activities, and these activities are the income-producing activities that we need to do in order to grow and scale. And again, the best sales strategy of all, take better care of your current clients. Focus on getting them results. Build a better product. Keep augmenting your products and making them better. And don't spread yourself out too thin with multiple offers and multiple things so you can actually do that. Again, it is 7 times more expensive to bring a new customer client into your world than to keep your current ones. So quick review here. Seek attention and care about delivering good content and services. Dial in the 4 C's: content, conversations, calls, and clients. Master the art of closing. Understand sales psychological principles. Know how to get ahead of objections and obstacles. And nurture your current clients. Don't just focus on growing. You're going to learn to love sales when you know you have a good product that gets your clients results. It's going to be easy for you then. When you have a simple long-term strategy that works. When you know that you're hopping on a sales call and that's going to lead to $5,000, $10,000, you're going to love sales calls. When you know how to create content effortlessly, we can teach you to do that. And when you have confidence in your own systems, right? We use DM scripts, sales scripts. You learn the system, you understand the principles, and then you're not following anything like too tightly. But when you start to develop systems like this, then you're just able to do things on repeat instead of trying to reinvent the wheel every single time. So your next steps, go through this material, focus on getting people into your own DMs, focus on sales calls. I bet this is triggering a lot of thoughts for a lot of you thinking, hey, I have not been emphasizing discovery calls or this process like at all. Go and read books from sales masters. Find someone that you resonate with. Watch the experience of being sold to when you buy something and you enjoyed that experience. Pay attention to how they did it. And if you want help building out your own sales strategy, if you want access to our own templates and scripts, book a Calendly call with us, a discovery call. You can meet with me and my team, and we can paint the roadmap for what scale will look like for you. Thanks, guys. I'll see you here for another training here soon.